Ha! Hey everyone, Hassan here. Welcome to the world of Ha. Today I got a special review for you. These are the brand new Power Rangers movie action figures. These are it, guys. These are the 5-inch figures for the Power Rangers movie. So we obviously get 5-inch figures. We get the action figures for all the different Power Rangers seasons, as you all know. Here they are for the movie. And what I want to point out is we have 2 different versions of these Rangers as well in these sets. So I have all the Rangers that were released individually, as you can see. So the Black Ranger, Pink Ranger, Red Ranger, Yellow, and Blue, along with Alpha 5. So they've released a figure of Alpha 5, which we're going to take a look at. But then Target also has an exclusive set that has the team of the Rangers all right here, and with Goldar included as well. Goldar has not been released individually as of yet. And this exclusive set has the Rangers all in metallic paint. So that is very interesting. So I wanted to get the regular versions and the metallic versions to do a comparison. And I figured, you know what, let's just do it all in one review since it's the same action figure, just a different coat of paint. But you have the Target exclusive set, and then all the individual figures that are sold elsewhere as well. So let's take a quick look at the packaging, and then we'll get these open and take a look. So first up, we have the Red Ranger right here. All the movie style packaging is very similar with kind of the movie morpher look in the background. You got your Power Rangers movie logo, Red Ranger right there. It says Red Ranger Action Hero. So these are the Action Hero line. Together we are more. That is the tagline, the catchphrase for the Power Rangers movie. There's the action figure right there. And there's the set on the back showing the other Rangers in Alpha 5, as well as other additional figures coming soon. Looks like we got a Rita Repulsa figure, putties. Is that Goldar maybe? I don't know. We got a mix of different figures. Very interesting. Now the Red Ranger also comes with a power sword. None of the other Rangers come with a weapon of sorts. They just have like a little blue fireball thingy, whatever it is, I don't know. But the Red Ranger has the power sword, so that is one difference there. Here's the Black Ranger in the packaging right here. Black Ranger Action Hero. The back of the box is the same, so not going to spend too much time on that. Pink Ranger right here as well. Again, I'm going to open these all up and we'll take a close look at all of these figures in a second. Here's the Blue Ranger and Yellow Ranger right here. Together we are more. Same sticker on all of these. And then we have Alpha 5. Now this design is a source of much controversy in the fandom. Yeah, we'll talk about this. We'll talk about this a little later. But this one is the same, except it doesn't have Alpha 5 on the back, but there he is right there. So interesting, they're keeping the number Alpha 5. He doesn't look like a robot, it looks like an alien. The number used to be the different versions of Alpha. Who knows? But anyway, so there's that. Then you have the set from Target, the exclusive Power Ranger team with Goldar. So it's this exclusive metallic Goldar, Morphin metallic Rangers. They all come with the same weapons, just everything is metallic now, so that's what's different. The back of the box has this really cool image of the Rangers from the movie. I love the movie suits, and I think that just looks really, really cool, so I dig that a lot. But as you can see, you know, if you just do a super quick little comparison, you can obviously see the difference in paint between the 2 different Rangers there. So we'll take an up-close look at the different figures, but I just want to show that. So, anyways, without further ado, let's get these things open and take a look. Alright, I got all the 5-inch figures out of the packaging right here. The very back row is the metallic Target exclusive 6-pack, and the front row are all the individual figures right there. So the very first thing that I want to do is take a look at the articulation of these figures. Then we'll get into the actual details of each one and do some comparisons and all that good stuff. So let's start with the Red Ranger. Now all the guys are going to be quite similar. The females actually aren't too different either, but just real quick, just to show you articulation-wise, the head rotates sideways, does not go all the way because the back neck piece kind of gets in the way there. The arms rotate all the way around and they go up a little bit, and then the shoulder piece kind of stops it from moving too much. It does bend at the elbow. There's no hand turning or anything. As far as the legs go, they move forward a little bit and back somewhat, but then get in the way. And you can do the splits, bends at the knees, like so. They do not rotate at all in terms of the feet. So that is the articulation right there. Let's take a look at the Pink Ranger right here. And articulation is basically going to be the same, except the female Rangers can actually rotate their heads all the way around. The arms can go there. They can also move further upwards because their shoulder pieces are not as large and prohibitive. Do bend at the elbows, no rotation of the hands. Legs do move forward and there, can do splits, bend at the knees, no rotation down here. So same articulation, but slightly less prohibited from all the other pieces that they have on their design. Now, in terms of the weapons, all the Rangers come with this thing, whatever you want to call it. It's like a blast of energy or something. I don't know what you want to call it. So there's that. All the Rangers have it, and there's just a little peg right there for the Rangers to hold it with. Except the Red Ranger has the power sword right here. So got a little bit of detail on it, and he holds it with that right there. So that's the weapons that you get with this set. So I will put those back, and then we'll take a look at each of these Rangers up close and kind of compare and with the details and all that good stuff. The female Rangers do have a little bit of a harder time standing up, which is pretty common for the female Ranger figures, unfortunately. But just keep that in mind if you're trying to display them and stuff. You got to be careful so that they don't fall over and knock over the other figures or anything like that. So just keep that in mind. So these are the Rangers, and they look pretty cool overall. You know, whether you're a fan of the designs or not, that's one thing, and that will determine whether you purchase these or not, of course. But personally, I think the designs are really cool, and I think these figures also look really cool as well. So they are the 5-inch figures, so they are in scale with like the Ninja Steel 5-inch, you know, line as well. So all the other 5-inch Rangers, they are in scale there. Unlike the Zords as we've seen are much larger than your typical Zords. These Ranger figures are in scale with the other Rangers. So that is really, really cool. So let's take a look at each of the Rangers. So let's start with the Red Ranger right here. Take an up-close look at the figure itself. So as you can see at the helmet, so all the helmets are obviously themed after their dinosaurs, and you can really kind of see the T-Rex design for the Rangers there, for the Red Ranger rather. So it looks pretty cool. The chest pieces are all the same. That's supposedly like the Morphin grid or access to the Morphin grid right there. You got the power morpher in the buckle, and it actually looks really cool. They got little red, I guess that's supposed to be the power coin in there. It actually looks pretty detailed for a tiny little, you know, morpher right there. So that's pretty neat. Yeah. So the, you know, silver elements all throughout, little bits of blue kind of all throughout. The back does not have paint, but still has a decent amount of detail. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, you can come up with some really cool, interesting poses for the Rangers, you know, with the articulation, especially the Red Ranger with the power sword and, you know, all sorts of fun fighting action poses and all that stuff. Now, one thing that I wanted to do just for fun is actually compare the movie Rangers with the original Mighty Morphin. So here's the Mighty Morphin Red Ranger. These are the legacy figures, I believe, of the Rangers, so the scale is slightly different. But obviously you can see design-wise they really changed things up. Now, you got some kind of a little triangle thing there, although totally different. You do have a power morpher, although, again, different. And then the helmets are different as well, although they all are designed after dinosaurs. But, you know, it's very interesting to see these two side by side and just see, you know, like this is such a, you know, much more simplistic design, and this is like very complex and more alien looking, and even the power sword itself is quite different. So very, very interesting. And you know, I even have, just for the heck of it, the Mighty Morphin movie Red Ranger, just for comparison's sake. So this is where it gets a little bit more towards the other movie, where, you know, you compare these two, the movie design is going to be a little more complicated with the helmet and just some of the other, you know, you added extra stripes and little things there. So this is like the evolution of the design here, you know, where you kind of took from very simple to a little bit more complicated to, like, maybe some would argue overly complicated, but very interesting to kind of see that evolution of the design of the Mighty Morphin Red Ranger. So very cool. Now, for comparison's sake, here's the metallic Red Ranger right here on the left from the Target 6-pack. Same exact design, although much shinier, as you can see, and it makes some of the elements of the design, like on the back here, pop a little bit more because it's kind of got that little bit of a translucent aspect to it. I think the weapon looks to be the same. I don't see any difference at least at a glance to me. But you know, the rest of it though, you can definitely see the difference between the two. So, you know, which one do you get? I mean, again, it's going to be your personal preference. You know, which one do you want? The one with the more solid colors or the more brighter, kind of translucent, metallic-y looking figures? Same figure, but just different coat of paint. So that is pretty cool. So we have the Red Ranger there. Let's grab the Black Ranger right here. So let's take a look at the regular Black Ranger right here that's sold individually. So this one is going to be a little hard to see the helmet design because it really just kind of blends in with everything about it. Let me kind of turn up the light here a little maybe. Still really hard to see. But it does have an interesting look to it, and even though it is really hard to see, you kind of have the design wrap around the head a little bit, kind of like the Mastodon tusks would. So you do have the blue, you know, morphing grid right there. Interesting that the Power Morpher has a black power coin in there, so they actually went to the amount of detail of coloring each of the individual power coins. So that is pretty cool. And then the same silver, you know, accents and little blue accents on the design that the Red Ranger had, and that's consistent across all the different Rangers. So it definitely looks pretty cool. And then as you can see, this is what it looks like holding that energy blast or whatever you want to call it in the hand. So it's like he's like punching somebody, you know, that sort of thing. So very interesting design, definitely. Very interesting. And then for comparison's sake, on the right side, this is the metallic one right here. Now with the Black Ranger, there's really not much of a difference. You really don't notice the metallic nature of it. You know, up close, like in person, it's slightly lighter, I would say. But you really, it's really difficult to see. Maybe when you kind of compare the two, you can see on the right one is slightly lighter. But it is very difficult to kind of compare. In person, you know, just staring at it with the bright light on here, it has like a really dark gray color versus the regular one is kind of is true black. So when you're kind of comparing it here on camera, it looks quite similar, but in person, the metallic one is slightly lighter in nature. So there's that. Okay. Blue Ranger's next, right here. Pretty solid blue color. You can really see the Triceratops design right there for the helmet. So that's very interesting.
An article about iPad Air. Shall I read it to you?
No, I'm not trying to look for an article in the iPad Air Siri. I don't know why Siri keeps activating during my Power Rangers reviews. Alright, anyways. So you have the blue morphing grid light right there. Sorry, I'm trying to keep this thing in focus here. And then you have the blue power coin in the Power Morpher as well. Silver accents, blue accents on the side there. Very interesting. There's the back of the figure as well. So, pretty cool figure, definitely, overall. As you can see, definitely pretty neat looking design. And then for comparison's sake, you have the metallic version from the 6-pack on the left right here. So this has got your like translucent paint, and it's much shinier. So same exact design, but it is metallic, as you can see. So blue power coin right there, but it really kind of makes everything pop a little bit more. So that is certainly a difference there, as you can see from the back. Really makes everything pop a lot more. Pretty cool. So that is the Blue Ranger. All right, next up, let's take a look at the Yellow Ranger right here. So definitely a bright yellow color. So saber-tooth tiger helmet. You have the blue morphing grid right there. Unlike the other Rangers where, you know, you have the blue morphing grid and then you also have on the side the triangles, these Rangers do not have that. I don't know if they actually do in the movie or not, but the toy doesn't. You do have the yellow power coin right there in the Morpher. And then the accents, silver accents on the sides there as well. There's the design. So, very interesting. For comparison's sake then, here's the metallic version on the right side. As you can see, definitely lighter, kind of translucent color So really interesting. Makes it look a little shinier when the camera's got the light on it. So that is a difference there, but same exact design. Okay, and last but not least, we have the Pink Ranger right here. So there's the Pink Ranger's helmet, the pterodactyl, and then you can see the design there, the pink power coin as well. Really cool. Some great detail, especially on the back and everything too. It really just makes it stand out. And then for comparison's sake, on the left here, I have the metallic Pink Ranger, which you can really see a difference. The metallic really pops the translucent pink that they used for that Pink Ranger, really makes it shine. You can really see all the tiny little dots and stuff all over the legs and arms a little bit. It really kind of stands out a lot more with the metallic paint. Very, very cool. So, enough of the Rangers. Let's get to the other characters. So here is Alpha 5. Now, there's a lot of controversy over this design. You know, some similarities with the little like round head and then the, you know, that sort of thing, but I think a lot of people just don't like the eyes or whatever these are just kind of bulging out like that. Like it just looks a little odd, and the fact that he kind of has a bit of a belly, like it's a little weird. So I'm kind of in the same boat. You know, I like some of the similarities that it kind of has to the Alpha design, and I can kind of see how this character would, you know, be a little interesting in the movie. So I'm excited to see him in action. But it's really just odd, definitely. He almost looks more like a villain, a creepy villain, instead of like a little, you know, fun sidekick character. So very, very interesting design choice. Articulation-wise, the head does rotate all the way around, so that's nice. It does not really move up or down. The arms do rotate all the way around and to the side, bends at the elbows, and then legs move up and back and bends at the knees as well. No rotation of the feet or hands. But pretty decent articulation for an Alpha 5 figure. It's just a very odd looking Alpha 5 figure, as you can see. So a very interesting design, and I'm very curious to see how this translates to the movie. But yeah, this is it. This is the Alpha 5 figure. So comparison to the Rangers, size-wise, he is a little shorter. But very interesting. Definitely kind of continues that whole alien-esque theme that they're really going for with this movie. And then the other design that has a lot of controversy, pretty much everything about this movie is controversy, but here's Goldar. This is the metallic Goldar. I don't know if we're going to get a regular version of this or not, but as of now, the Target 6-pack has the metallic version. So it's very shiny and just very gold. There's no other paint. It's just gold, as you can see. So how is it going to be in the movie? I don't know. Is it only going to be just gold? Is he going to have any color? Don't know. A lot of the rumors and stuff are pointing to them taking the name Goldar literally, with him just being a pile of gold. So I'm assuming he may not even have any paint in the actual, you know, any other color in the actual movie. Now the arms do rotate all the way around, except the wings get in the way. They do move up all the way, bend at the elbow, and the head does rotate enough, you know, except the little shoulder pieces get in the way there. Legs have a decent amount of articulation, but no knee articulation, so that's a little odd design choice when all the other figures do. And then the wings are stationary in the back right there. Very, very interesting in terms of the design choice. I have a Goldar figure from when I was a little kid. I do have another one. Now, I know his hand broke off years and years and years ago. So, I mean, you have the two right here. You can see the huge differences. Now, he has wings. Okay, great. You know, you look at the head. You kind of have the three, like, you know, that piece right there, sort of, I guess, is the same. That's it. I really don't see, like, any other similarities in design at all, to be honest. So it's a huge departure from your traditional Goldar. But I'm very curious to see how he'll be in the movie. And supposedly this is the Megazord will face off against Goldar, so he'll grow really large and all that fun stuff. So These are the 5-inch figures. So as you can see, very, very interesting. Now, you know, the question then becomes, what do you get? Do you get all of these? Do you get one or the other? You know, you can kind of pick or choose, right? These are your solid color Ranger figures right here. They're pretty solid, you know, or your nice, shiny, metallic figures right here. If I had to pick between the two, I personally think the metallic ones look nicer. I think the movie designs really lend themselves well to something nice and shiny and metallic-y. And you get the Goldar with it. So personally, if you had to pick, I would say go for the metallic 6-pack and then just buy Alpha 5 separate if you even want Alpha 5. You may not. But otherwise, you know, you have the freedom to get the regular color Rangers or so on. I'm sure they'll release Goldar separately later, just not metallic. And as plain looking as he is, I have a feeling the metallic version is going to be nicer than the regular because it's at least a little bit shiny, you know, so it's better than nothing. So keep that in mind. But these are the 5-inch figures, so hope you guys enjoyed this review. They will be releasing Legacy figures as well. I have the New York Comic Con exclusive Legacy Red Ranger, so for comparison's sake, you can see the size difference, definitely, and detail difference. So I'm really excited about these other figures eventually when they release, so I will be reviewing them whenever they come out. But hope you guys enjoy this review. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later. So I showed the original Red Ranger and the original movie Red Ranger comparison. I did not do it for the other ones, so here's the original Blue Ranger and the movie version in the middle right there from the original Mighty Morphin movie. So just want to do that little comparison right there. So you can definitely kind of see some of the design similarities, but obviously also the drastic differences as well. So very interesting to see that. Then of course we have the Black Ranger as well. So original Black Ranger, original movie Black Ranger, new movie Black Ranger, all side by side. So you can definitely see the design differences right there. Very, very interesting. And then of course we have the Yellow Ranger as well. So definitely very interesting design changes right there. And then last but not least, of course, we have the Pink Ranger right here. So for comparison's sake, you know, regular Pink Ranger, movie Pink Ranger, and then the new movie Pink Ranger also right there. So anyways, that's that. Hope you guys enjoyed my review. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you later.